Holly? Please forgive me.
You're gonna hurt her, too. You can't have both worlds, Tommy.
I have to, Holly, because I think I love her.
What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Mark Dark, and I'm back with another video. If you're new, if you love power, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, like the video, and leave your theories, comments, everything down below. Now today we've been talking about Power Book 4 Season 2, Episode 6. This is the recap. Now I'm going to try my best to focus on all the key points in this episode. If I miss anything, you guys let me know down below. And man, it seems like your girl Shanti, Showstopper Paige, she's trying to go up against your boy Tommy. And it seems like Janard, he's thinking, real hard about this decision. The question is, will he really go along with the game plan? Or will he, end up staying loyal to his brother and doing what he has to do to make sure this whole deal with CBI and Tommy and Diamond goes well? All I'm saying is this. You can tell he knows deep down inside that most likely this is not going to end well. And what y'all think about your boy Crown Snitch? That boy in too deep, and they ain't playing around. Stacey Marks is telling, Vic that he needs to get Tommy. She don't give a damn about Claudia or anybody else. She wants Tommy Egan, and she's putting that pressure on him. The question is, will Vic actually do it? Well, that's what everybody wanted to know last week. Well, based off what we saw in this episode, Vic, he was telling us most likely he's going to have to take down Tommy in order to get out of everything. And we know if that's really the case, it's not going to end well for him. And they was building up Claudia's storyline. I told y'all, she's supposed to be struggling in this episode, but she bounced back real quick and giving us more of a background on her character, the people that she used to mess around with. And I believe that they're doing this because it's about to be her turn to finally take the top spot. And maybe this whole thing with her brother is not going to end well for him, but we're going to find out soon enough how the whole storyline is going to go by the end of the season. And what did y'all think about the Power OG Holly? I could not stand Holly back in the OG Power, but she kept it real with Tommy. She told him, how do you think this is going to end? Because Tommy messing around with Mireya most likely is going to yield some daily consequences. But Tommy was talking about that he's in love and all that. Well, I guess clapping those cheeks got your boy Tommy in too deep with Mireya. I mean, he's in love. He probably can't wait to get another shot at that. But I'm going to tell you right now, I'm thinking that your girl Holly just may be right. And I hope that I'm wrong. I told y'all I made the video about will Tommy and Mireya, will it basically end up being the same thing as his, old love interests? I hope not. I hope it is some type of plot twist. I understand the parallels with this whole storyline, but I don't like seeing the same parallel over and over and over again. This is why I'm not a big fan of the whole, father and son or kids taking out the parents or the parents taking out the kids, especially when we continue to see it. But that's a thing in the Power universe. Will we see the same thing with this storyline, or will it end up being a different outcome? Now, let's begin this recap. What did we see in episode 6 titled, Here There Be Monsters? Now, the episode starts out with Claudia. She is talking to the dead body of Walter Flynn, talking about you never accepted me and all that stuff. Well, he ain't here no more, so he can't hear you. I know you think you won, but based off how everything ended up, it seems like you still took a lot of L's, but she just wanted to get that out. Then we get to Vic, and law enforcement, they're putting the pressure on him to get Tommy. And Vic, he is keep talking about what he can do as far as his sister and all that. Look, they ain't trying to hear anything about that. They want Tommy Egan, and they want him at all costs. So he's going to have to do this whether he likes it or not, especially if he wants full immunity. Now we get to Tommy and Diamond, and they find out the news about Walter Flynn. They happy as hell, you know what I'm saying? Because now they can plot and plan on the north side, and they can try to get that territory. But we already know it's going to be some issues with Merkovich, because he ain't just going to let them take it. He wants his parts as well. But we know Tommy's about to have a conversation with Vic, because we know Vic is running that territory, especially after his pops end up being taken out. Now we get to Janard. He meets up with Shanti, but she's busy with her boxing stuff. This man decides to go and take her boxing chain, y'all. I mean, he didn't give a damn. He said, you know what? I can use this to get high. I mean, he smoked out each and every episode, struggling. Even in this episode with him trying to recover, I'm thinking, like, realistically speaking, there's no way he's going to kick the habit that quick. There's no way that he's going to bounce back that quick. But he was getting pushed by his brother, and of course Shanti was trying to get him together. But deep down inside, I believe Janard is still struggling with all of this. Now we get to Tommy and Mireya. She wants to go lease a new vehicle. I mean, she moving real quick. Her and Tommy, they got a lot of chemistry, and we can tell that Tommy really likes her and she really likes him. But Mireya ends up getting a notification that Kendall, her old boyfriend, got beat up. And we already know who did this. It's Miguel Garcia, so she has to rush up out of there to go see if he's okay. Then we get to Diamond and we get to Merkovich. And Diamond, he is trying to pay off Janard's debts to Merkovich, but Merkovich ain't playing around. He says he wants the projects, but Diamond said, look, I cannot do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you that. And Merkovich tells him, look, if that does not happen, that means Janard is going to die. So we know Tommy's going to meet up with Merkovich later on in the episode. And then we get to Kendall and Mireya. He tells her that he got jumped by some Mexicans, and she already knows her brother did this. So y'all know she's pissed off and she wants to have a conversation with him. Now, we get to Vic and Tommy, and now Vic, he wants to work with Tommy. He tells Tommy, look, I took out my pops. And he tells Tommy he wants, a 50-50 split. Tommy tells him that's not going to work. So they end up agreeing to do like a 60-40 split. But Tommy, he is still not trusting Vic. And he believes that every time he messes around with the Flins, he ends up dodging bullets. Well, you're right. But this time around, you got a snitch on your hands, which means it's a little bit more risky. But Tommy, he is still not trusting Vic. He really wants to know why he's willing to make this deal with him. But we know Vic, he's going to, beat around the bush and make it seem like he just wants to do business. We know he's trying to get Tommy in. That way he can get the feds to him. But we know this whole storyline is not going to end well. But we also know Tommy, he wants to make, Claudia suffer. And y'all know Vic, he don't give a damn about that because he wants his sister to suffer. And speaking of suffering, y'all know Claudia was definitely pissed off in this scene right here, looking like Tasha and Tariq when they found out about Ghost and, him giving up money to certain people. She was pissed, and we know Walter Flynn, he's going to give everything that he got left to his son. And Claudia, she hates that. She hates it. I mean, look at her. And Vic, he ends up telling her, like, look, I know you tried to kill me. And of course, she plays it off talking about Brendan. That was him, but he ain't stupid. And he tells her that he's working with, CBI again. He pushing powder. He ain't on those pills. And he tells her that he's taking security off of her. She tells him he's going to try to kill her. And Vic tells her, well, you better get ready. Now, I was hoping that Vic would have a different strategy when it came to this, but he pretty much put out his cards, y'all. He let her know exactly how he's moving, which is a mistake. Now we can expect Claudia to bounce back. As we saw in this episode, she kind of recovered real quick in my opinion. And it seems like the things that Vic tried to do against her really didn't have that big impact on her. Now we get to Janard and Diamond, and look at this junkie, y'all. Look at him. Your boy Janard is on one. I mean, he got some pizza in his hand. He smoked out. He's struggling. I mean, Janard is going through it, y'all. He's really hit rock bottom. Look at his face. I mean, he's killing it. I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. Chris Lofton, they might as well just give him all the awards. He is killing this role this season. Of course, Diamond is telling him, like, look, man, you got to get yourself together. I'm bringing you back into CBI. I cannot have you tweaking around Tommy because we already know how Tommy's going to handle this. It ain't going well. And he wants his brother to get himself together. But we already know, realistically speaking, that's not going to be easy. Then we get to Claudia and Merkovich. She is scared, y'all. She tells him that her brother has teamed up with Tommy and CBI, and they basically about to run over the territory, and she needs some protection. Merkovich tells her, okay, I got you for the next few days or whatever. But y'all know, he's like, man, messing around with her, I'm into more mess. But I told y'all, it seems like Claudia is making those adjustments very quickly. And it seems like the things that Vic planned against his sister is not having the biggest impact on her the way he probably wanted it to. Now, We get to Mireya and Miguel Garcia. This man is about to die, y'all. He's about to pass out. He needs his insulin. And she's like, look, you did what you did to Kendall was not cool. I mean, what the hell was you thinking? You can mess up my career. He pretty much tells her, you need to stop thinking that you're better than me and like you basically any different. And they kind of go back and forth, back and forth. And she's like, look, you can do this yourself. Take your medicine, your damn self. And I'm thinking like, man, after all these years, this man, Miguel, hasn't found anybody else that could do this. You should have a second option, Miguel. Like, come on. You need to be a little bit better than this. Of course, Grandma, she's pissed off talking about you help your brother. But Mireya's like, look, hell nah. He's your monster. How about you help him out? Now, we get to Diamond and Shanti. And he tells her, like, look, Janard is going through some things I know you know. And of course she does. She knows Janard is all messed up. He's telling her, look, I need you to help him out, please. And, you know, he talks to her about the whole deal with Tommy. She tells him, like, look, in order for this to go down the way you want it to go down, y'all going to get me in. I'm going to need y'all to get Garfield Park as well. So she's plotting and planning or whatever. Diamond probably is not really seeing it because he wants to get his brother Janard back together. And that's basically what she's telling him. She got him, but we know at the end of the episode, we end up seeing her true agenda. Now, we get to Diamond and Gianna and Leon. He goes over there to kick it. And all of a sudden, Jamal, her boyfriend, he walks up in there. This is Leon's father. And this man, y'all, he was pissed off. He was being very disrespectful. He wants to know why the hell Diamond is up there in the first place. And he pretty much kicks him out. You can tell deep down inside, Diamond, he wanted to put those hands on the dude. But out of respect for Leon, he wasn't going to do that. You know what I'm saying? Diamond's like, look, I can't go back to my old ways. But Diamond was smart. He made sure he watched this dude's every move. And then he made his move later on in the episode. Now, Diamond meets up with Tommy. He tells him about Janard joining, you know, back with CBI. And of course, Tommy's like, hell nah, he's not feeling it. But Diamond also brings up Shanti and her territories. And then once he says that, Tommy's like, man, you should have said that in the first place. So it seems like Tommy is cool with everything as long as Janard does not try anything. Because if he does, Tommy told Diamond he's going to take him out. Now we get to Claudia and her love interest. She's introduced in this episode, and I believe her name is Elise. And she takes Claudia to this strip joint, like a private strip joint. And they're in there, you know, dealing, you know, pills up in there, you know, getting high, having a good old time. And y'all know Claudia, she's like, man, this is a, you know, untapped market that I can get into. And she tells one of the dancers that she can pay her double. So Claudia, as I told you guys throughout this recap, she has bounced back really quick in my opinion. And they're giving us more of her story. I told you, don't be surprised if she ends up taking the victory over Vic by the end of the season. Y'all let me know. But I was just like, man, she ain't going through no type of struggles. It seems like every time somebody throws something in her way, she recovers and bounces back real quick. Now, we get to Shanti and Janard. Of course, we know she's upset because her boxing chain is missing and she already know this man done took it. She knows that he's a damn junkie. She tells him, look, this ain't you. You know, I don't mess around with people like this. You supposed to be a king. And, you know, he breaks down. She tells him it's whether me or the drugs. And Janard, it seems like he's going to finally try to get clean. But as I told y'all, it ain't going to be easy. He going to be struggling mentally. But we know Shanti, she has her own agenda. And she ends up telling Janard about her whole game plan at the end of the episode. Now, we get to Vic and Tommy, and it seems like Vic, he is trying to move in, trying to make his move, asking Tommy about meetups and if he can come. But Tommy, he's like, hell nah, me and Diamond, we gonna go, we good. Now, Special Agent Vargas, he's out there plotting and planning, taking notes. Vic is pissed off. He's like, dude, you can't be doing this because if Tommy finds out about this, I'm pretty much a dead man. Well, he don't give a damn about that. All he wants is Tommy, and they gonna continue to press you to make sure that you're doing what they need you to do. Now we get back to Jamal and Leon. He's getting punked out by his father. The dude's talking about, you know, you soft, you letting people jack you and all that. He's not feeling the comic books. I told you guys a very similar storyline to BMF with Detective Brian and his son, at least with him getting bullied and him loving comic books. But Diamond, he's out there watching, and it's taking everything in him not to get out the car and go beat this dude down. I mean, he closes the door right in his son's face, just making him feel real bad. Then we get to Janard and Claudia. And Claudia, now all of a sudden, she wants Janard to work with her. I mean, we know at the beginning of the season that Janard wanted to work with her, but of course, she had her hands full. But now Janard tells her, like, look, I got my hands full. I'm back in with CBI. We good or whatever. And y'all know Claudia, she was pissed off. But then they show like Shanti in the background listening, and we can tell that she was plotting and planning, which we end up finding out exactly what she was thinking at the end of the episode. Now we get to Tommy and Markovich, and Tommy tells him, like, look, I know you's about to make a move, and I'm telling you right now, it's a bad move. Don't do it. Markovich ain't going for that, man. He's like, look, y'all ain't just about to take that territory. He does not trust Tommy, and we can just really tell that he is pissed off. And he tells Tommy he does not want him, around his border or whatever. Well, Tommy tells him, I dare you to try to stop me. So y'all know Markovich, he took that as, okay, you disrespected me. Now it's time for me to disrespect you. Now, we get to one of my favorite parts of the episode. Diamond finally puts those hands on Jamal. He was choking this dude out. He was out there getting high. I mean, he smoked out his damn self. But we know Diamond ended up telling him if he continues to do what he's doing, he will take him out. So we're going to see if this dude does not put his hands on his kid anymore, or will he end up trying to do something else? All I know is this: you can never trust a junkie. Now, we get to Elise and we get to Claudia. And of course, she is telling Claudia the same thing Walter been telling her, that they're not about to let a woman take over at all. You been knowing this. You don't need her to tell you this, right? Talking about they backstabbed you and stuff. Not really. They've been telling you this since day one, and you backstabbed your brother. But Claudia, she's in her own world, and it seems like, her old flame is trying to get in with her, but she wants to take things slow. Now we get to Janard, Diamond, and Tommy, and they shake hands, him and Janard. Tommy, he's kind of wondering, and he's looking like, man, I don't know if I can really trust you. Janard had that look on his face. He wiped his nose like, man, I hope he don't know that, I'm trying to get myself back together. Well, Tommy ain't stupid, and he's probably just waiting for you to slip up. Diamond is hoping that his brother does not mess this up. From the looks of it, we already know this whole thing is about to go downhill very, very quickly. Now we get to Mireya and Tommy. She pretty much stopped contacting him. He was trying to get in touch with her, but she's scared. She's like, look, they broke Kendall's hand. What you think they gonna do to you when they find out, or her brother finds out? And Tommy's like, look, I got this. Don't worry about me. We good. And he ends up having to leave. But Mireya, she really does have some concerns. We know Miguel, once he does find out, it's going to be hell to pay. Then we get to Big Smurf, the projects. They end up getting hit by the Serbs. Markovich was not playing around. We got a GTA moment. Bodies was getting dropped off. People was burning up. Buildings was taking a lot of damage, y'all. I mean, it wasn't looking too good. Big Smurf, he ended up using somebody to take cover, but I know he ended up getting hit. And Mireya, she noticed him when he came into the hospital, and she was trying to get some intel on Tommy because she thought he ended up getting hit. Now, we know Tommy, he was good. He saw the aftermath, and Markovich, he sent him the text telling him, this is what the north side is going to look like if you dare to step there. So we know Tommy, he ain't going for that. He definitely want to go to the north side and get that money. Now, once again, Vic is getting a lot of pressure on him from law enforcement. Stacey Marks, she's not playing around. She don't give a damn about no Claudia, nobody else. She wants Tommy. She wants to get to this cartel. She wants the big fish. So now Vic has more pressure to get the job done. He is looking at pictures of him and Gloria talking about I did it or whatever. But even though Tommy tried to help him out, now he's going to have to, take Tommy out his damn self in order to get out of all of this. Well, it ain't going to end well for you, Vic. I'm going to tell you that right now. And I was hoping you had a different strategy, but it seems like you screwed. So we're going to see how his storyline ends up going. Now, Tommy, he meets up with Mireya. She was scared. She thought something happened to him. And of course, Tommy, he pretty much just, calms her down, telling her he good. Of course, she was feeling like he could have got taken out and it could have been him, but it didn't play out that way. Now, they end up getting together, y'all. Tommy finally claps those cheeks, and now that boy is in love, y'all. He's in love with Mireya, and regardless of how this ends, and I don't know if somebody gonna get dropped off, but I don't see any of this ending well for that whole storyline. Now we get to Shanti and Janard, and she tells him her true game plan. That Janard, he gonna get it together. She needs him to get it together because they're gonna use Tommy, and basically when it's all said and done, they're gonna take him out at the end of this. And I'm thinking like, man, this is how Janard was thinking back in season 1, right? This is what Janard really feels about Tommy, but deep down inside, Janard knows this is not going to end well. And you can just tell by the look on his face that he understands this. Like, man, I'm trying to get clean. I'm trying to be good. But now you're trying to pull this off. But then again, I mean, Janard, that man been tweaking, y'all. He been on one. We're going to see what he's going to do. But Shanti, she definitely was, bringing in those jukebox vibes in this episode when she was talking about Tommy and taking over and pretty much slapping, Janard in his face throughout the episode, telling him to step up. I mean, she wasn't playing around. Now we get to the end of the episode. Tommy is looking over his GTA map, trying to take it over, plotting and planning. And then all of a sudden, we see the ghost of your girl, Holly, the power OG. She tells Tommy, everything that you touch, you pretty much ruin. I mean, you're going to screw this up. He is talking about, look, he is not going to screw this up. She tells him, look, you're going to hurt Mireya when it's all said and done. And Tommy is telling her, can you please forgive me? And look, Holly was telling the truth. This ain't going to end well. I don't know how it's going to end, but we know that it ain't going to end well. And Holly tells Tommy, like, look, you cannot have both worlds. Tommy talking about, I got to, you know what I'm saying? I got to have it, my way because I think I love her. Man, I'm going to tell you right now, this whole thing is about to get real crazy, y'all. I know it is some theories about Mireya and her, basically having a other agenda. I mean, we haven't seen it thus far. We know it's still some things about her that we don't know, especially after that conversation that she had with her brother. But Tommy has a lot on his plate. A lot of people are plotting and planning behind his back, and he doesn't even know about it. We're going to see how he's going to deal with all of this in the last 4 episodes because time is running out. It's running out, y'all. But y'all let me know, man. What do y'all think about episode 6? I can't wait to see episode 7 to see what's going to go down next. Now, I want to thank you guys once again for all the love, all the support, and I will catch y'all on the next one. But let me get up on out of here, man. It's your boy Mark Dark. I'm out. Peace.